us. Don't our children deserve something better? Don't our children deserve something better? And for you to say that, you trying to compare what you did to what your mama did is just utterly disgusting to me. I just have no words right now because I allowed Casey's godparents to adopt her because I already had 2 children and I couldn't take care of her the way that she needed to. But in our stipulations, I was to always have a relationship with her. Me and her always had a good relationship till the day she passed away. And a few weeks ago, she told me that her stepbrother SA'd her. Broke my heart. Because I feel like I failed her in some type of way. And for you to sit here and me hear the clip of what you told your daughter, and now you trying to blame because of what your mama did to you, I am disgusted with you, Poozie. I am disgusted. I am disappointed. If I could reach out and slap the fuck out you, I would. You would get this work. You, Snapper, and James. You, Snapper, and James. I'm just outdone. I'm just outdone with you, Poozie. And you just sitting there like James and Snapper, like that shit just normal for you to say that stupid ass shit to come out your mouth, girl. I never tell my children that. Me and my children fuss and argue all the time. But I would never tell my children that I didn't want them or I don't love them. I make sure I tell my children I love them every day. Because you don't know, you might wake up and they ain't going to be here. They not going to be here. They may not be here, Poozie. I don't know why you would say something like that. And you think ain't nothing wrong with that shit, what you just said. You just think what you said was just some normal ass shit, and no, I'm about to go about my way. Oh, well, what you want me to do? Bitch, be a fucking mama.
Yeah, say it's crazy because it's certain things that right now we talked about it. And I think we was in Braid Live with T Tom and Tyra, and it was a lot of other people. And I was sharing with y'all like now that I'm going back to therapy, and I'm trying to talk to my mama about certain things that happen to me, but it's hard for me to talk to my mama about it because it make her feel like, some things is hard for her to hear because it's like, well, mama's asked the questions like, well, where was I? Or, and I have to say, well, mama, you was at work or I was at school at the time. And it just make her feel like damn, why I wasn't there, but I'm talking to my mama because my mama is now almost 74, and it's different now when your mama starts talking to you about not being here no more, and she trying to talk all normal, and it's like not fucking normal. It's not normal because I can't even imagine not being here without Ray Ray. Like, so yeah, the things that she want to know, I want to tell her, but I don't want her to blame herself because she was a wonderful mama. Like, she is a wonderful mama. But I just feel for, man, my God. Oh,
Laugh, is it okay, Laugh, while you take your recollect your breath and everything? I think one of the, and then I think I'm gonna drop it just to take some time as well. I think what's unsettling to my spirit as well is just watching the comments keep coming through from said person, and this with no remorse. And I think it's okay that we acknowledge what you went through was not okay, right? At a young age, while simultaneously understanding that consistently flagging the comment section about how much you didn't want that baby, didn't care, don't give a fuck if she did with you, da 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 da. It makes me go back to the sister that I lost some years ago who did, in fact, are no longer here with us for unaliving self. And for you to have gone through that and the verbiage that you use, even in the comment section, it makes me physically sick because it makes me wonder what that girl was going through mentally as well. Now, you may get up here and get to barking and say, don't speak on who's been gone. You well within your right because that's your baby. However, as somebody that lost somebody that close to me that went through that, it's unsettling to watch how careless you are, even in the comment section where mothers are on this panel crying and everything else, and you still don't give a fuck. Well, the problem that a lot of us have is we keep trying to save everybody. Some of y'all don't want to be saved, and you are one. I personally pray that you get the help that you need. I personally pray that you continue to go through the counseling that you need. But I think that you really need to understand digital footprint. This app is a forever thing. These screenshots, these screen recordings, people can see this in 4K. Whether you mad or not, you don't know if your babies is going to come across this shit one day and be like, damn, moms really don't fuck with me. You don't give a fuck because you two in your ways. And you do know what the fuck happened with James and them. That's why you so adamant right now about trying to prove your point, even in the comment section. To anybody that is considering taking their life, I pray that you don't listen to her and for having a mother like her and consider going through with it, because I promise you, your family ain't always blood. It's what you create it to be. The shit is sickening. I wouldn't even have the balls to be in the comment section going nuts like this, knowing how people feel about not wanting to be here, taking their life, or feeling like their parents ever wanted them. You that prideful that you can't even take a step back and say, damn, they fucked up about this, I was wrong, but they saying this out of love. Lab, thank you for letting me up. I love y'all. You have a better day. Take some deep breaths. Recollect yourself. Remember, it get better. And it's always going to work out because it's meant to. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday.
You too, Alex. Thank y'all for letting me up.
Before I get into anything, I just want to ask you first, do you journal by any chance?
Journal?
Yeah, whether it's writing or voice journal.
Not really.
Okay. I would highly recommend it. Being from somebody who has some mental illnesses as well, you'll be shocked at the things that you're able to get on paper or you're saying into some type of voice recorder, and revisiting the things to see where you were the day that you said it or wrote it, and see if there's been any improvement weeks or months down the line. I think is something, if you can, to add to your daily. In the meantime, the other things I wanted to say, and I hope to make it quick, especially since she's no longer here and she probably shouldn't be here anymore. Black people are very, very, very forgiving. We give people a lot of chances. And at some point, once a person shows you who they are over and over and over again, you gotta step away from it. A lot of us have seen this lady on this app for years now, and we've seen pretty much the same person. A person who admitted that when she wants attention, she lies. A person who says some of the most outlandish, dangerous things about even her own kids. I wanted to ask her if she was dating a man who told her that he found her 18-year-old daughter attractive, what would she do? That should have been a mark right there. That if she was dating a man who said he wanted to do something to her sexually, orally, in any way, that should have been a mark there. A man who tells us that he's a pimp and then said he wants to train her in any way, that should have been it. She wasn't just in his live yesterday. She was in there as a supporter, and she wasn't the only one.
Yes, she is. Yes.
Unfortunately enough, she wasn't the only woman that was doing it. At some point, we have to tell people directly to their face, you are a fucked up person and you're no longer allowed to be around me in any capacity. And for the people who continue to entertain this person, they kind of have to be put in that too. Because y'all have seen it for a while. You know what's going to happen next. She's going to rage for like 2 or 3 days. She's going to disappear for like 2 or 3 days. She's going to come back extremely apologetic, as though she's listening to you. And it's gonna calm down for like 2 or 3 weeks, and something else is gonna happen, and she's gonna show herself again. At some point, we're gonna have to say, as whatever whatever you believe a community of people to be, whether it be here or outside of here, it has to be a point where you say, look, I wanted to help this person. I wanted to appreciate this person. I wanted to love this person, but I can't do it in spite of my own sanity. Look at what's happening to you right now, Laugh. This ain't healthy. And I know you care, not even just about your own kids, about kids, period, about people, period. Your literal name on here is Laugh. We know what you're here to do. And I'm not saying that one shouldn't have a time in which they cry and they cleanse the soul, because that's what crying is. But to this degree, she's done this to you 2 days in a row. We can't keep caring about people who don't care about themselves and don't care about their kids either. So, look, I highly thank you for allowing me up, whether it's now or after this live. I highly recommend the 4-4-4 technique, that breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. And repeat as much as you need. You got some water by you, that's great. But also journal about what happened with you today and yesterday if possible. And revisit it in like 2 weeks. With that being said, y'all have a good Sunday. I'm gonna get out of here.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much.
Laugh.
Before you go, I just want to thank you so much, because most of the time your words are true. I've heard, of course, I've heard journaling and writing stuff down, and I've heard all of that before, but I've never actually known if it helps or not, because I'll start that shit, I'll get the pen and paper and everything, and by the time I get back to my room 2 hours later, it's like, damn, I was going to write some shit down. But
So I tell you what,
appreciate you.
the easier way to do it is the way that I do it, because I'm in my truck most days. I love writing, but I don't have the chance to write all the time. There are a ton of free voice recorder apps in the App Store. I download one of them, and when you press record, you're not even trying to say the most profound things. You're not trying to find out the reason of life and love and all of this. Just talk to it. Just talk to it as though you're talking to somebody who cares, because that's what you're actually